Alright, hello internet. We are going to be playing What Fishes Know. This is from the RPG Maker Horror Game Jam 14 Endless Ocean. I know this game was, I think, the first game to get turned in. Got turned in impressively early. It looks really cool. I think it's pretty short, so this probably won't be a very long video. I loved a comment someone wrote where they said, I love this. This is what RPG Maker exists for. It's more like interactive poetry than a traditional game, but it's a heck of a poem. I love that. It's like 100% my vibe. I did a game recently that was basically just a poem, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was like my second to last game. So let's read this. You are a lovely petal hunter. The world is closed off to you by the clear stopping. Things beyond it taunt you. Your bone memory taunts you. The prey here are dead. The water is dead. The plants are dead. Feign hunter. Feign hunting and remember. Content warnings, bright oversaturated images, psychological fish torture, implied animal abuse, depictions, photographs of IRL taxidermy. Ooh. So maybe some real life deceased fishes imagery. Heads up. All assets are made by me except default ones. All images are either hand-drawn with Posca marker or digital photo collages from Polaroid photos. Oh my god, I love that. All text is written by me, typos and all. Sounds made by me. Support human artists. Fuck AI. That's right. I just think being a beta fish in a very tiny tank is probably a kind of cosmic horror. That's awesome. Okay. I used to work at a store that sold fish, and I agree. Absolutely cosmic horror. Their life is short and scary and awful. Okay. What do I feel like? Is it just quiet, or do I have something turned off? I don't think I have something turned off. I think I turned on the sound. Let's see if the game has sound, and if it doesn't, then maybe I'll have to stop my recording and see if I turn something off on my computer. Oh, I hear sound. It was just the menu is quiet. Ooh, here we are. Prey is dead and falls like discarded rice. It never made motion through the water. Oh, that's so creepy. The humming, that's so pretty. Pretty and creepy. Oh, I didn't maximize my screen. Silly me. I know better. Water here is still stagnation. You breathe heaven because there is no life in this water. You breathe heaven because like you breathe death because oh my god. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. I love this. Beyond you lies the wholeness which you will never touch. You miss it. It is lost to you. Oh. You dream of destruction, of killing, of death. It is your nature, a nature stolen from you. Yeah, beta fish are pretty violent. There is a pain in your head from the hunger for more. Oh, this looks like a... Oh, interesting. Like... That looks like a table, maybe, and a bowl with a spoon in it. And these kind of look like bowls, maybe. Like this looks like, you know, real life, but like maybe from the fish's perspective. Beyond, you see gluttons and plenty, and you have plenty, but not enough, not right. You do not hunt. The flotsam prey float about at the whims of stagnant water and the rock-sharp plants. Flotsam jetsam, now I got 'em, boys. You were the only life here, if you were so pitiful as to call it that. Oh my gosh. You hunger for more. You are vicious beauty, lovely petal hunter, flowing like liquid itself. You are so reduced. Reduced like mud left over from sun's stolen water. You are reduced to your hunger. You are reduced to circling a barrier you cannot see, but feel bluntly. You are a beautiful thing brought so very low. You are a beautiful thing reduced to mud. Beast, kitty. Beast with teeth as large as your head, teeth on limb, teeth in mouth, nothing but teeth, and eyes which glow sunlike in the night. It sits beyond the clear stopping and watches, waiting. It is larger than 100 of you, larger than 1,000. You wish to fight it, though you know it would end you before you could ever harm it. It is thinking, hungering thoughts. You know them too, killer that you are. That thing will kill for the joy of it. Yes, it will. The eyes, the teeth, tell you so. My cat Winifred, vicious killer. She was feral when she was younger, and she's the best mouser we've ever had. There's nothing to kill here. It is what you were made for. It is why you were so beautiful. The mud is a place of hardship. Your little lungs are meant for hell only. They ache and ache and ache from overuse. This is hell now. Not even mud to greet you, but a lying water, which promises so much and delivers none of it. Round and round and round you turn, in on yourself until there is nothing left to eat but you. This thing holds the sun, bright and stunning. When it stings you, briefly you see a ghost, like you. You rush to kill it, to secure, and the ghost rushes too. You both find the clear stopping. You try again and again and again until you are broken and bloodied, but the ghost is too. You win, even in death. They die too. Oh, like smashing into a mirror. You hunger, you hunger, you hunger, you hunger. You hunger, you hunger, you hunger. Ooh, and that looks like a fan. That's cool. Made for brightness and production of protein, little things you can't see but know to be. Blinding is the time spent. They are hollowed out and kept like you. Their stopping is kinder than yours, which lies and taunts you freedom. Theirs is a sharp and loud, glittering pain in the light of it. You are beautiful in your violence, but you know to your bones that you are no more than them. You both shall never have a life beyond stopping. I can't tell, is that like a mouse or a gerbil? Fascinating. The clear stopping sinks its jaws on you tight. Like the grasp of heaven, it is holding you down, down, down. I am just as dead as you are. Don't lie to yourself. These waters do it for you. Lovely petal, your beauty is why they keep you so. Heaven itself holds you tight. You are an angel of the depths to them. They hold you in small hollows with water which lets no things pass. You will die a slow and agonizing death. You will not be graced the brutality of a warrior's end. Your burial will be unbecoming of your fury. It is an unfairness, but it is still kinder than many have seen. You have never met me. I am so alien to you, as much as the things beyond the clear stopping. You should be something greater. You are devourer, survivor of end times. You can survive in the small space, but you do not live. Nope. Hollow heaven, keeping no substance. There is no easy breathing there, and for so little. In your bone memory, places, and large things hover over like flotsam, unattainable. There are tones you can never remember, but you feel them, they exist. A crushing of space and time coming in on your small body. Great predator flesh grips you tight and up into the heaven of horrid breathing. What is there is nothing to you, except that you saw it once in your dying. A vastness with no silence, no safety of rice fawns. It is so large you cannot hold it in your mind, but it is there. You should know the plants, but they are hardened, like the water at the edges of time. Your bones know plants that live and die like you. These will never rot and cut like the stones unsmoothed by the river. There is a clear stopping where more should be. Endless, 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 endless. Bright stars above heaven, above everything. You know them, but never have you seen them. Like you have never seen the reeds of rice, the hollows, the river deltas where water becomes unending and endless, 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 endless. In your bone memory was once a time where your body knew that and more than the tight grasp, the sting of false life, the clear stopping, and the unknowable things beyond it. In your bones, you remember being free. You will never taste it. That's stunning. I'm going to take a picture real quick. Hold for thumbnail. Ooh, it's like a cow skull, I think, right? Doesn't it? What will you do when there is nothing left to kill? You could not kill, but you must pretend or your life is nothing. You were made for the rendering of flesh. Death feeds your life. This flotsam you eat, you must imagine it living. Else, you are reduced. Oh, it's like a phone. Flotsam jetsam, now I got 'em, boys. That's the name of Ursula's eels in The Little Mermaid. That's Flotsam and Jetsam. Which is a weird fun fact for a movie I don't really care for. I'm not a big Ariel fan. I always thought she was kind of annoying. It always bothered me that she skipped the concert at the beginning. I'm like, alright, fine, you can be quirky, but like, people put a lot of work into that, you know, like, show up. You ache for freedom. You will die yearning. Ugh. Okay, I think we're getting down to the last ones, I think. What is that? I love the soundtrack. I assume that the dev made by like humming into the microphone. I think is so cool. Oh, I'm no good at endings. I have this idea of what I want to happen, but I don't know how to make it work exactly. It's sort of just like this real big tragedy. I don't know if I've built it up enough. You know? Why am I here? I hate you. Why am I here? I don't like either of those options. I mean, I do. I think that's funny. I don't hate you. I know why I'm here, though. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe I just need to say it like it is. Just explain what's happening. You know, this is a little off topic. I had that exact problem with one of my other games that was also about animals and was also another ocean themed jam. One of my older games, it has a major bug in it that I still haven't gone back and fixed because I suck. But it's called Drift Away, and it was about this bird who was a part of an endangered species, and it's like a survival horror type game. But I knew it by the time you got to the end that I wanted. Spoiler alert: the baby bird doesn't make it, and I wanted to make a commentary about like environmentalism and raising ocean levels and destruction of breeding ground and the inherent destructive force of the human race and how we just ruin things because we don't we meaning like the majority meaning like the actionably powerful majority meaning the people who have the money and the power to actually be able to do things don't give a shit. And I had the very similar problem of like I felt like I had a very very little dialogue almost no dialogue the entire game. And at the end, I was basically just did something very similar to this, where I just had like a from dev to player exposition, where I was like, I thought about how I wanted to end this game, and this is how I'm ending it. And sometimes you do just have to do that, especially if you do something that's really, really ephemeral. Um, I think it's very human, and I think it's very grounding, personally. Like, I think this kind of stuff is really interesting. Because, yeah, sometimes you do just have to say it like it is. Just explain what's happening. Like, he went through all that, Just to what? Stay there? Please let me leave, or I'm so afraid. Please let me leave. It's not even exciting. No one dies, but maybe that's even worse when you think about it. Those are the best kinds of tragedies, I think, where no one even dies and they all have to just keep living with what happened and the mess they made. I don't want this, but it saved me from worse. Or maybe they didn't even make it. Someone else did, and they have to suffer the consequences of someone else's actions. Why have you done this? How can I live like this? But I think tragedies are more interesting when it's sort of their own fault, Autonomy is a curse, or a burden, maybe. Definitely not a boon. What did Sartre... I don't know that name. Let's look it up. Oh, it's a book. I mean, it's an author. French philosopher and playwright. Oh, interesting. The father of existentialism. My kind of guy. I am cursed to be free. Yeah, it's existential. Well, it's kind of like the Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, like the curse of awareness driving you crazy. No, not cursed. Condemned, yeah. Man is condemned to be free. Please save me. Too bad I'm not like you. You're not condemned to do anything. But, like this is like us talking to the fish. And like, so this person is just like trauma dumping on this fish. And the fish is like, please let me out. This is existential. This is great. This is really interesting. But I guess if man is condemned to be free, that means all tragedy is itself inflicted. Is self-inflicted. If man is condemned to be free, tragedy is self-inflicted. Interesting. Even if you didn't choose it, you didn't do anything to fix the situation. What is there to do? Maybe I should lean into that, the existentialism thing. We're doomed to be free because we don't do anything about it. I don't know how to be free. I don't know. I think that's the end. Whatever that says about agency is up to the reader, I guess. It doesn't mean anything. Boom. That was super interesting. Because existentialism is one of those unanswerable questions. Because the more you think about it, the more you realize there isn't an answer. It's like a never-ending Dunning-Kruger effect. Because there isn't an answer. The answer is 42. But there isn't an answer. And there isn't a point. And I think there not being a point is the point. And that's such like a stupid like Ouroboros of ideal and purpose that it like renders itself further meaningless. And like that's a part of the cycle. It's just going to keep doing that. And that's okay. Because it has to be. There's no other option. I think another reference, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think got it really good, got it really correct, that when nothing matters, it boils down to choosing to make something matter. And it's as simple as that. Or maybe I'm taking like leaning too far into the existentialism part of it. I guess a bigger point of this story was more about agency and whether or not anyone or anything can be a quote unquote true victim if you have free will. And I think, yes, of course, people can be a victim, like a quote unquote true victim, while still having free will. There are circumstances where, like, despite your best effort, in reality, like, you lack agency. I think, like, the trope of, like, a Cinderella type story gets a lot of shit. And sometimes, I mean, like, frankly, that kind of is a privileged take, because there are some people who are in situations where the only way for them to get out of that situation is to be helped by an external force of greater power than their own. And like, that's just a reality. And I think that in the context of, this is me taking the game too seriously, but like in the context of the story, you know, like the beta fish could never get itself out of its own cup. You know, it could never get itself out of its own hell. It does not have the power. And even if it has all of the fight and the fierceness and the intention and the beauty and the bloodlust of what are in its bones, it can't lift that lid and it can't carry itself, you know, to the water. Like, it just can't. It just can't. And that's okay. And it's a reminder to, you know, like, be advocates of those who don't have voices, in my opinion. Help the beta fish, you know. Yeah, I worked at Petco when I was 18. And I worked in the aquatics department, ironically. And almost everything that they taught us was wrong. I now know. I didn't know then. You know, I'm 33 now. So, I mean, like, Google existed, but kind of just barely. You know, like, we had, like, a family computer. Like, I don't think Wikipedia... I'm sure Wikipedia did exist. I think this is, like, 2012. But, like, information wasn't as readily available as it is today. I guess is my point. Even on the internet. Like, there weren't, like, YouTube channels of people being like, here's fish care. Like, YouTube was, like, AMVs and, I don't know, prank videos or something. God, do you remember when you used to post anime and it would be, like, split the episode up into 3 parts and you could just watch all of Full Metal Alchemist on YouTube? Those were the days. Deep cut. But, yeah, the beta fish had arguably the worst lot of all the fish, because they were in these little cups that were stacked up and they just stayed like that, and they got like one little pellet of food, not very often, and they came in these like bags of like bright blue liquid that we had to handle with gloves because it was carcinogenic. gave you cancer if you touched it. The risk was low, but my manager was like, make sure you don't touch it. And I was like, oh my God, what is this job? And they came shipped to us, and these, like, I'm holding up my hands to show you, but like, obviously I don't have a camera. These bags that were probably like 4 by 4 inches, like really small little bags, and we had to like cut them out of the bag and then like tip them into the buckets, into the little cups. And these cups are not very big. And like, you're 18 and you're trying to do your, like, you get caught into this like lie of working at Petco where you're almost like, I work here because I care about animals, so I want to show up at my job because I know that I'm going to do my very best to take care of them, and I don't trust somebody else to come and like replace me at this job. And they, this animal in front of me that I care about, will be taken care of by some stranger if I quit this job because this job sucks, and I don't trust them to take care of this animal that I care about. So I'm gonna stay at this shitty job. And you really do get like locked into that like mindset of like, I'm gonna put up with like horrible hours, not being paid enough. I wasn't getting paid double digits yet. Like, I was getting paid like 9 something, and just worked crazy hours. And to this day, it's one of the hardest jobs I've ever had. And it was gross, and you had to like pick up people's dog shit and, bag dead fish. Like, I had to put, easily dozens of dead fish into bags almost every day. Like, if you count like the feeder fish, which were, tiny and diseased and died in droves because they were meant to be bought to be fed to other people's animals, which, I have no problem with that part. But I don't think that we should just accept that the feeder fish have a bad, diseased, unhealthy life and that they just die. Like, that's unfortunate. Like, it's fine if they're destined to be fed to another animal, but like, we can still take good care of them. And the whole thing, you get caught into this cycle of like, like, I don't know. And I just didn't know any better. So now I know, like, don't give them my money. Don't support that. Don't buy pets from pet stores. Your local humane society is always going to have like lots of good options. And there's lots of people like on Craigslist trying to rehome their animals. All that kind of thing is going to be mostly a better option than trying to go from like a big chain pet store like that. I think there's private pet breeders for like the more specialty animals, but honestly, for most of the specialty animals that you could get from a Petco, I guarantee you that there's like a dozen of them on your local Craigslist that need to be rehomed anyway from other people who bought them from a pet store and realized 6 months later that they don't want to do it anymore. Crazy, 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 crazy tangent. I did take this too seriously. I don't think I took it like too seriously in a negative way. But I appreciate the artistic integrity and depth of this. I think it was really interesting. It really made me think. It was both more long. It was longer and more deep than I thought it was going to be going in. So I'm incredibly pleasantly surprised. Don't mind my weird little anecdote about the job that I had when I was 18. It's a crazy time of my life, honestly. I learned a lot. I was a naive little shit, but you live and learn. But that was really fantastic. You did a really good job. I don't think I read the name of the dev. Ear Acorn. That's a cool name. Well, Ear Acorn, this was a wonderful game. I hope to see more from you. And hello, Internet. Goodbye, Internet. Bye.